city of Tucson, Arizona spends $1 million a year on graffiti removal, and the Tucson Police Department has made 217 graffiti-related arrests in 2011 alone. Many business and homeowners have turned to mural artists to paint large walls that are prone to tagging.
Officer Azua, I am currently employed by TPD, and I am the graffiti investigator for ODW, which is Operations Division, West Star Division. Most up-and-coming taggers, they start young now. They want to get into a crew. So, for example, here in my division, in Team 2, the most active tagging crew is called RBK. Every month I see someone new that belongs to the crew. They'll go out and mark their territory, and at the same time I see them where if they see someone else's moniker painted or someone's crew name painted on a wall, they'll tag over it, they'll cross it out. So a lot of times that's when you notice there's some beef between certain crews. That's one thing that motivates them, is just claiming their territory. Another thing is they just like to draw on people's walls. They want to get into it, and they want to perfect their skills, so they just keep tagging. These are younger kids, so they don't think like adults. Most of my felony cases have been between the ages of 15 and 20. So I try to let them know, especially the younger ones, just, hey, you need to stop. Find some other... I'm not telling you to stop drawing, just stop drawing on people's property. Just, continue to practice your drawings on your own, on a canvas, something. If that's what you love doing, then by all means, you want to make a career out of it, go for it, but stop doing it on other people's property. It's a big problem for the city because there's so much money. There's so much money that is being thrown away because someone just decides, I'm just going to put my name on this, or I'm going to put my crew's name on this. So to go outside your house and all you see is graffiti everywhere, and it shouldn't be like that. So it's all these kids, they think I'm the bad guy, I'm not letting them express themselves. But in reality, I don't think they realize the kind of damage that they do. I really wish some of these kids, especially the ones that are now making a living from their art, that would actually go out and talk to these other kids that are coming up, and let them know, hey, don't waste your time tagging someone else's property. Actually do something with your talent and get paid for it, make money. I mean, graffiti is a big problem, and I honestly don't think that most people realize what a big problem it is.
My name's Joe Pagic, and I'm an artist and muralist here in Tucson. I have a lot of murals around town. The ones I'm most known for are the side of the Rialto Theater. I do all those. I've had a whole lot of photo murals that you can take pictures with downtown. I think that a lot of times people just kind of go through their day and, everything's the same and everything's, beige and gray now. There's not that much color outside, and so anytime that you can kind of take people out of their daily drive or walk or whatever and just make them notice something colorful or beautiful, I think that's a huge benefit. And I think that if you want to avoid having graffiti on your walls, doing a mural is one good way to do it, as long as the person you hire to do it is respected by the graffiti community. If they're not respected by it, then it's a good way to get even more tagging done on your building. I started out with kind of a classical background. I went to school for my murals and for art, and so I was never out doing any tagging when I was younger. And I tried it like once or twice, but just realized really quickly that I was terrible at it. It was just making things worse. And so by the time I got good and started meeting some of these graffiti artists and practicing, they'd let me use their cans and stuff. It was just, at that point, it wasn't worth the fines and the possible jail time to go out and actually tag stuff when I could spend that same amount of time and get paid for it. I think that there's a lot of kids out there who actually do have talent and just, they just don't realize they can start taking photos of the stuff they're doing illegally and put together a portfolio, and then just go present it to business owners and get a chance to do it for free and, actually build up a business. For illegal graffiti, It depends on the intention behind it for me. If the goal was to go out and make something beautiful and better people's lives through it, I'm all for it. You know, if you're painting on an abandoned building, it's not affecting anybody besides just, you know, giving somebody something nice to look at. I think that's great. If you're just going out to wreck stuff and like tagging on businesses and tagging on houses where it's, you know, making things worse for people and they're having to spend money to clean it up and it's, you know, kind of a selfish act, then I think it's a terrible thing. I've seen a lot of really beautiful illegal graffiti that really doesn't affect anyone negatively besides the fact that it's illegal, and that stuff I'm okay with. So I think it's the intention of the artist. I tell kids all the time when they come up to me and ask how I got walls, I'm like, just take photos of the stuff you're doing right now and show them to business owners and they'll probably let you. As far as kids who are just like, you know, writing their names on things with markers and stuff like that, I think that doesn't really come from an artistic place in the first place. It's more just kids wanting to get in trouble and be hard and stuff like that. So that's more of a, you know, how do you deter young criminals?